All right, we have a little unboxing here for a certain product that pretty much related to some of the things that I've been playing around with lately, experimenting with a lot of things, but I like reflective things and I don't know, things that kind of enhance the kind of lighting from within the card, whatever illusion. And one of the things that I've been playing around with a little bit is the glow in the dark types of media, the luminous powders, and the glow in the dark acrylic paint. But someone told me, hey, there's some decent glow in the dark papers out there now, and I thought I looked into them before. And I did buy a pack, and it was like, I bought it because I couldn't find anything else at the time. This is probably like a couple years ago. And I don't know, the price per sheet was, I don't know, like $2 or $3 or something like that. I think it was like more, it was probably between 2 and 3. I don't know if I would pay $3 a sheet. But prices have gone down, and then now there's vinyls in the glow in the dark offerings. Okay, now this one here is a printable vinyl sticker paper. Okay, the one that I got before I believe was just a printable vinyl. I don't think it was a sticker paper. It might have been, but it was pretty interesting, and it has a lot of really good I don't know what you call it, glow in the darks, light retention maybe. So, let's see. Premium holographic and clear laminate sticker. Not print. What does that say? Not printable vinyl. Can firmly adhere to various objects. And this is, I don't know, this is premium. Oh, okay. I get it. This is vinyl sticker paper. Holographic clear laminate stickers. Printable vinyl. Okay. So what does this mean, right? Maybe they're talking about a different thing. They just use. I think they just use the same label for all of their packs. Maybe, I don't know, because here's the print print instructions here. I don't know, printable vinyl paper. I don't know. We'll figure it out here. But let's check it out. Okay, so this is a pack of 10, 8.5 by 11. And I want to stamp on glow in the dark surfaces, so I can have like the whole thing glowing. I made some moons, and now maybe this is a better type of thing. Okay, no, this isn't 8.5 by 11, it's A4, excuse me. So it has a little bit of a different ratio to it. Now let me see if this is the sticker paper for sure. Yeah, it is. Okay, so a really hefty weight to it, so that's pretty cool. I may or may not use the printable aspect of it. Okay, but if this is a printable vinyl paper, that should be the same, I'm assuming, as the printable vinyl holographic sticker paper, okay? Now the weight of this one is way lighter than this one, okay? This one's like your typical printable vinyl sticker paper. And I have a lot of different patterns in this, and maybe about 2 or 3 different brands, but this is noticeably heftier. Maybe it's because it has to have enough of the coating of that light retaining whatever material that they have in there, and layered. Because when I use the acrylic paints, if I didn't go with 3 or 4 layers of it, it just didn't hold the charge very well. All right, so I'm holding this up to my light right now, and I don't know if that's light. It's just too light in my room right now, so I don't know if we're going to be able to see this at all. But we'll give it a shot here, and we'll see if we can get the gist of how good this paper is, just from a really brief charge. Oh my gosh, that looks pretty good. So it's dim in my room. It's not super, but this is really, really glowing. Look at this right here. You can even see that light line right there where it was getting a little bit of extra charge. Let me see right here. I have a lamp that I can turn off and on really quickly. Let me see. Quickly from where I'm sitting. Let's see if we can get a decent charge here. I have this circle light, and I'll hold it up right now. And we'll charge it up. I'm just going to do this for a few seconds. And there we go. Oh my God, that's insane. All right, so this paper right here, I think should be really cool. You know, for some kind of like eerie glow or something like that. You know, this glow in the dark kind of greenish color certainly does have a certain kind of emotional tone to it. So very conducive for things like, I mean, just if you want to have some fun, it could be anything, but especially for things like Halloween cards or something like that. So I think we could have some fun playing around with this type of surface like this. It's, you know what I mean? It's just something different to experiment around with and to get some really different results from potentially. And I think that's one of those really fun things about stamping is that we can use all kinds of different surfaces and, you know, things are just, you know, I don't know. There's just a lot of variation in how we can apply the same stamps that we have. Okay, so if this is a printable vinyl, okay, that means that this surface is designed to accept water-based media typically, okay? Now I'm going to read this, and I'll read the instructions here, but that's what my other ones are. So things like the Brilliance inks, the white and black should work on here. Dye-based ink should work, but we'll do some tests on here. All right, let's do some ink tests. Let's start off with your standard dye-based ink here and see how that goes. I've chosen an image that has a lot of nice solid, I don't know, whatever, body to it. It's a silhouette, okay? One of the new stamps, Horse and Foal. Okay, I think I have a decent amount of ink on there. Let's take a look. Okay, so your dye-based ink. So all of your dye-based inks will be a little bit different from one another. Some are a little bit thicker in viscosity. Some are a little bit lighter than, you know, 100% black. I mean, most blacks are. So they might be a little bit different from brand to brand. Okay, now my ink really dried on that really fast, okay? I held that down for a really long time and it stuck, okay? So that means to me that this is indeed a printable vinyl, just like it says. Let me re-ink that, okay? And let me see if I can get a little bit of a stronger impression. I think I might have held that down for too long. Emulsion is designed, or printer types of papers, vinyls, they're coated, so they're designed to dry really fast, just like your photo papers, okay? So, I don't know, it's good to kind of experiment with new types of papers in terms of your whatever inks that you have, just to see how they're going to react to the surface. Okay, that one's like came out a little bit even lighter. I don't know, more ink. I don't know. Strange. Oh, maybe because I didn't hold it down long enough. I don't know, but it's giving me about a 70% gray, maybe 70 to 75% gray. Okay, so not really super dark. Okay, let's go with. Okay, let's mark these right here. Let's go with dye. Okay. All right. We're going to even see how it takes, you know, solvent style of ink. Okay, let's go with the. Let's give it a shot here. The StazOn ink dries really, really fast. Okay, let's see it. Let's see how that works. Okay, StazOn, you have to kind of train yourself how to use this, and I'm using it on a paper that's not, you know, necessarily made for rubber stamping on with rubber stamping media. So, okay, now this is really sticking hard. Okay. That's a pretty good impression, though. You see how much darker that is? Let me zoom in a little bit. Okay, so stays on pretty good, but I think you got to make your images pretty fast, okay? I got a little bit of kind of lifting off the surface like that. It creates little pockets of air sometimes when you stamp on things like vinyls and foils, okay? So that stays on. That's pretty promising, though. Okay, let me try to get all this ink off. I'm not going to take my time to clean like super thorough. Maybe I should in a impression testing video, but let's just get this moving here. Okay, so this is your Brilliance pigment ink. Brilliance is a water-based pigment ink. Most pigment inks are oil-based, if not all of them, except for Brilliance here. It's by Sukaneko. All right, let's check it out. I have a feeling the Brilliance is going to come out pretty good. That's what I have in my head, but you never really know until you do it. It's a nice thick ink. And I'd say that's the best yet, you know, by far, right? So I always recommend, a lot of people think, okay, I already have a black pigment ink pad. This is like completely different. And if you have like, I don't know, 50 different colors of ink pads or something like dye-based ink pads, this is like one of your base types of pads for usage across so many different types of surfaces, okay? You can use it on your, I don't know, kind of pre-printed papers, your wood grain papers, your vintage papers, things like this. Although I've been using my hybrid ink on that. I would think the Brilliance works just as good. Okay, so this is Brilliance. Okay, and let's check out this one. I don't know if how this one's going to do, because I think hybrid inks are a combination of oil-based pigments and water-based dyes. All right, but it might create a really good combination. I don't know if it's going to dry on this one. If I stamped on here on VersaFine Clear, I don't really think it's going to dry because it's just made for water-based media. Okay, so this has a little bit in there. I mean, it stays on, you know, you can use that on glass or something like that. You know, it's just, you know, it's a permanent ink pad. Okay, I forgot I re-inked this one, so there's a lot of ink on here. Okay, so that's the Moon and the Maker, Moonlight Light Night. It's really called Total Eclipse Black, though. Okay. So a little bit lighter. It's somewhere in between. It's kind of interesting, though, isn't it? I felt that one went on better, but look at this. This is your Brilliance, okay? But this is a hybrid ink, so it's a combination of this ink and, well, I don't have the, you know, like a Claire or something like that, but it's a little bit of a mix between a dye-based and a pigment. And we can see the pigment is much more surface-oriented on here. So you can see that's like, I mean, this is just like one impression. I don't know if I do this like several times, but that's darker than this one here. So it looks like we're moving more, you know, this is like a thinner ink, a little bit thicker and thickest. All right. So, and then this one's just straight water-based. All right, so the Brilliance kind of wins out on this one. That's my choice. The Brilliance ink is my choice for using on foils when I have to do a little bit of blending on them. I should clean this off this time. There's so many different inks on this. So chemically, I want to clean that off right here. So this is hybrid. Okay. So a little bit of testing right here, but in the testing right here, though, too, one of the things that you're doing is you're kind of getting a feel for how long to make your impression for, you know, before you lift off, how much ink you should have on here. Like if maybe you should have an abundance of it. I don't know. Or, you know, on some surfaces where they're non-porous, this isn't non-porous, but things like foils, sometimes having too much ink is a little bit too much and it slides around. So you do these kind of impression tests like this and you get a little bit of muscle memory as far as how to treat these. Now, it's not just that though too. Sometimes when I tell people when they're playing around with things, it's not just the ink, okay? All the time, okay? Sometimes it's about inking up. I'm talking about when we're working on unconventional surfaces, not like cardstock, okay? But sometimes it's a matter of using the ink, the correct ink surface combinations, okay? And then you stamp, and with some of them, like the StazOn, you better stamp fairly quickly, get a good coating, and then lift, okay? But maybe with some of these, it's good to stamp and hold a little bit longer for that ink to transfer over, you know, before you lift off. And with the printable vinyls, with that emulsion type of surface, it has its own kind of chemical reaction. It's almost gel-like, I think, and I think when you get it wet, it changes the chemistry of it, or it activates something, you know, and so that has its own little feel to it. Okay, now you can see where I've, you know, with these impressions here, you know, I have some of these little blotchy areas like that. So, you know, if you ever get that on like a silhouette stamp, you just kind of fill it in with some, you know, Sharpie pen or something like that. Or you can go with the dye-based ink too, because this is water-based, and that'll just fill it right in. But again, get the feel for it, you know, especially if you haven't used certain types of surfaces before. And I'm playing around with all these different ones all the time, but still, you might get different types of brands or something like that that react a little bit differently. So it's not just like 100% of all dye-based inks are going to look like that. You know, there's thicker ones out there. I use the Marvy one, but things like Memento and Distress and, you know, just about every other brand is probably a little bit of a thicker ink. I don't know. Maybe it works better on this type of surface. I don't know. And again, I've just made a couple impressions here, so, you know, I might use those same types of inks and get a little bit of a different result depending on the type of imagery used too. I'm going with a very solid silhouette style one right here, but if you go with one that's a little bit more airy, it might come out a little bit different because the contact isn't going to be the same as like a silhouette stamp where you have like 100% contact over the whole area of the stamp. So little experiments to come. Can't wait to do it and can't wait to see what the results look like. All right, thanks for watching. Hope this video came in handy.